Hey guys, it's Macey. Welcome back to the podcast. So I know it's been a little while since I uploaded an episode. Honestly, things just got really busy and I found myself not having time to record. And I know I've probably said this more than once. I don't doubt it, but I don't know. Things lately have been especially busy. School started for me, had to get college applications in. Just this year has been a little different for me, but things have slowed down a little bit. I am ahead on my schoolwork. I seem to have more free time, so I thought I would get back into podcasting. Especially since some of you guys have seemed to miss it. I don't know, I find that weird. I didn't know many of you actually listened to the podcast. But for those of you, you know who you are. For those of you who do, that means a lot. I literally just ramble. I love this. I like it more than YouTube, honestly. I just get to talk about books and Taylor Swift, and there's nothing better, honestly. So the fact that people actually listen to that means a lot. So thank you. But yeah, I haven't done book wrap-ups in a while. So I'm going to start doing that again, as well as just the normal episodes. Taylor Swift stuff, book stuff. That's about all I've done so far. I'm looking into other things. I have lots of episodes planned, so I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I am planning on uploading episodes every Saturday. So, yeah, look forward to that. You can set reminders, I guess. And if you didn't know, I actually have a YouTube for this podcast now. So if you are interested in, interacting more, because I think that's one of the big things about podcasting is you can't really talk to me or other listeners, which is, sad. That's why YouTube is so fun, is because you can comment stuff. So I will have the YouTube linked in the description. That way you can, jump on any of the episodes that I've uploaded on there and just comment, and I will reply. Others might reply. I don't know. It'll just be more fun. And lots of you guys have asked that I do that. So I have that now. Yeah, today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the books I've read as of lately. I'm not going to be talking about the books I've read so far for this month, September, because I'm going to save that for the September wrap-up at the end of the month, which actually will probably be posted the early October. It'll probably be posted the first week of October. So I'm not going to be talking about the books that I've read this month so far, but mainly the ones that I read last month, because I didn't talk about those on my YouTube or my podcast, obviously. And I really want to, because I read some really good books. So yeah, I'm excited to do that, but I'm just trying to think about stuff that I have missed since I last recorded an episode, which was a few months ago, I think. I do want to share with you guys. I have been looking for a red cardigan for so long. If you don't know what that is, it's one of the cardigans that Taylor Swift sold for a limited time. I want the red cardigan so bad because Red is my favorite album and I love that cardigan to pieces. But somehow it is more rare and more expensive than the cardigan, the folklore cardigan. So that was really annoying. The cheapest I could find is $200, $300. And so I got desperate and I started looking at dupes. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically ripoffs, cardigans made by other people that look like the real deal, but it's not. It's just cheaper. So I started looking for those because I am desperate at this point. And I found one on Temu. And if you are unfamiliar with Temu, I didn't know this when I ordered the cardigan. I didn't know this at all. But after I ordered it, I found out that there are so many investigations going with that app for hacking into people's stuff and stealing their information. And I don't know 100% sure if this is true or not. I think the investigations are going under because the owners of the app also created another one based in China, and that one got taken down due to evidence found that it has stolen people's information. And so that's why they're investigating Temu. And I did not know any of this. So take this with caution. I don't know if I'd recommend Temu. I mean, I got a cardigan out of it, but who knows if my information is being sold in the dark web right now. Well, we'll never know. Anyway, I found this cardigan for $22. It is a red cardigan, and it looks so similar to the real one. The only thing I think is a tell that you can tell it's not the real cardigan is the patch in the corner where it says Taylor Swift. It's not in the red font like the original cardigan is. It's in the folklore font. But that's it. It literally looks, I wish I could show you guys. Maybe I'll post a picture or something on the community tab of my channel, but looks exactly like the red cardigan, and I'm so happy about it. I don't even care that it's not the real one because I just wanted one so bad. And really, who's gonna know? But anyway, I thought I would share that. If you guys are interested in, because they have folklore ones too, you can look into it. But again, I can't really vouch for Timo. I can't say if it's like safe or not. But yeah, I ordered 2 Speak Now cardigans that are coming in November. I'm planning on selling both of them, so if any of you guys are interested, let me know. I'll probably be selling them on eBay, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be at a normal price. The whole reason I bought them is because I know that I can increase the price, and I feel a little guilty about that, but a girl's gotta make her money some way, right? A little hustle. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. That was like probably the longest intro I've ever done in an episode. I normally like make them really short and sweet, but that one was really pretty long. And we're gonna move on to talking about books. Okay, I feel like this episode's gonna get pretty juicy because I read some pretty popular books in August, and I cannot wait to share my opinions on them. But the first really notable book I read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This one came out a little bit ago, but I think it like blew up just recently again, especially on like booktube. And I gave this one 5 stars because this is possibly one of the best books I've ever, okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's definitely up there. It was so good. It's, if you haven't read or heard about it, it basically takes place in this like fantasy setting, but it's kind of like a World War II setting, kind of a little bit. But it's basically there's a war going on between like this god and a goddess, and there's people like fighting for each side. And the main character, I think her name's Iris, if I'm remembering correctly, she works for this newspaper company to, or she's like a reporter, journalist, I guess, for the paper. And she works with this, I am forgetting his name. I don't remember his name. Give me 2 seconds to look it up. I swear. Okay, his name is Roman. Sorry, I feel so bad. But anyway, she works with Roman, and they're rivals at this time because she wants the next promotion, and he does too, so they're kind of fighting for it. And I don't know what else to share without spoiling the book, but basically stuff happens, and she and Roman end up kind of falling in love. So it's definitely like a rivals to lovers. Highly recommend. One of the best rivals to lovers I've ever read. And the plot was like super interesting as well. And the writing was beautiful. She did such a good job. I highly recommend, honestly. I guarantee you'll like it. I don't know. Everyone I've talked to has liked it. There are some reviews on Goodreads, but those are like 3 to 2 stars at least. I've never seen like 1-star review for this book. But anyway, the next book I read is I cannot talk. What was that? 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, I think. This one's obviously not as popular. I doubt any of you have heard of it. I literally just found it on the library shelf. And when I go to the library, I think shared this before. I look in the new section, and then I go to the YA section, and I just like look through all the shelves, and if a cover looks good to me, I'll read the synopsis, and if the synopsis looks good to me, then I will read it. Doesn't matter if I've never heard of it before. I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I picked this one up because the cover kind of looked a little cringy, not gonna lie, but the synopsis sounded really interesting. Plus my sister had read it and she said it was really good, and I trust her when it comes to romance books because that's like all she reads is romance, and she has pretty good taste. But anyway, so it's about this girl whose boyfriend breaks up with her, and after she had like been, because her parents go out of town to help her sister who's having a baby, for, it's like during Christmas time, by the way. And she's like excited to spend some alone time with her boyfriend, but he ends up breaking up with her. So she goes down to her grandma's house where they usually spend Christmas, and her entire family will be spending Christmas there too. So it's basically this, the premise is she gets to spend Christmas with this family that she hasn't seen in a while because she's been spending too much time like focusing on school, her boyfriend, etc. But her grandma is really nosy, as most grandmas are, and plans this 10 blind dates thing. So there's a sign up sheet, and she has different family members sign up for a night or a day and a person, and they set her up on blind dates. And this sounded so interesting to me, and it was so fun. Honestly, the romance in this book was not really for me. It was kind of, they like had no chemistry, kind of came out of nowhere, hence why I gave it 3 stars. But I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is because the whole family aspect. It's literally just this big crazy family, and it's so wholesome. It reminded me of my dad's side of my family, and it was just, honestly, I loved it so much. There was like so much fun moments, and you know what? It was really good. I honestly highly recommend it. My sister liked the romance, but she's a hopeless romantic. I could not find myself getting into it. But anyway, kind of like leading into this, I read the sequel to this book, which is called 10 Truths and a Dare. And I also gave this one 3 stars, but now I'd probably give like 2.8 because it's not as good as 10 Blind Dates, but it's still good. And again, the romance in this one, it was slightly better than the first one, but still, like, I wasn't super into it. I was more into the plot, which, I mean, kudos to the author. If she can make me keep reading for the plot and not the romance alone, I mean, did something. But so this one is about Sophie's cousin. So Sophie's the main character in 10 Blind Dates, and her cousin Olivia, this book is about her. So Olivia is going to be graduating soon, and she finds out that she doesn't have a PE credit, so she's not able to graduate. So she goes to, like, she did like an off-campus PE thing, and so she goes to the golf instructor with who she took online PE with, and he tells her that she can help with him and for like a certain amount of time, and then he'll make sure that she gets her PE credit. And so the thing is, her parents ran out of time for something, but she told her parents that she would be going to graduation parties, and she wants her parents to trust her, but she has like Life 360 on her phone so they can see where she is all the time. So she trades phones with each of her cousins and friends, and they end up going to the parties and stuff for her and kind of fill in. And so this book was really fun. It's just, I don't know, it had like a lot of the family side in it, and I just really enjoyed it. But I think I would rather recommend the 10 Blind Dates one. That one was a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, my throat gets so scratchy when I talk for long periods of time. It hasn't even been long, whatever. So forgive me. But next book I read is The Summer I Turned Pretty, which, if you have not heard of this book, you must be living under a rock, because wow. I decided to read this because it's been blowing up lately, especially with the show. Like, season 2 came out right when I read this book, or was in the middle of coming out, something like that. I haven't seen the show because I have no interest to, but me and my sister actually read the first book together because we were like, why not? I mean, neither of us wanted to really read it, but I need to figure out why everyone hates Jeremiah so much. Because people who've only watched the show are always Team Jeremiah. But I've seen so many people who've read the books that are like, ew, if you're Team Jeremiah, you are disgusting. Blah, blah. I need to figure out why. Because that's literally my main motivation for reading this trilogy. But yeah, so me and my sister were like, well, even if it's like really cringy, we should read together like a book club sort of thing. It'll be more fun that way. And it was. This book, why do you guys like it so much? Why do you guys like it so much? It is the most cringy thing I have ever read. It was giving Wattpad the entire time. No. No. I'm so sorry. I have so many rants on this book. I'm pulling up my Goodreads review as we speak so I can kind of like bring out the main points that I had, which, by the way, not another like plug-in, but if you guys want to see my Goodreads, I leave reviews on the books I read, probably more detailed than the ones I'm going to give in these episodes. That'll also be in the description. It should be, but oh my gosh, why is my Goodreads not working? Okay, I'm gonna find it, but while I do, I just want to talk about I don't understand why people like this book so much. I gave this 1 star if I hadn't already said that. I don't know if I did, but anyway. So, I don't have a team yet. I'm not like not Team Conrad, not Team Jeremiah, because they both irritate me. Conrad seems especially toxic, and Jeremiah I don't ship with Belly because they just seem like really good friends. He kind of seems like a brother to her. But anyway, okay, this is a long review. First of all, I want to share some of these quotes that I thought were really bad. I'm going to read this first one. This is literally on page 5 of the book. It says, Conrad was the older one by a year and a half. He was dark, 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 completely unattainable, unavailable. He had a smirky kind of mouth, and I always found myself staring at it. Smirky mouths make you want to kiss them, to smooth them out and kiss the smirkiness away. Or maybe not away, but you want to control it somehow. Make it yours. It was exactly what I wanted to do with Conrad. Make him mine. When I read that, I genuinely laughed so hard. What the heck did I just read? What is the word smirkiness? And I genuinely don't understand why that it's a thing. Yeah, by the way, when I read this book, I only really read it at night before I went to bed. So I would just like either stare at the page and wonder what the heck I just read, or I would laugh uncontrollably. Or I would cringe so hard I wanted to throw the book. There was no in between. So next we have this one. This quote's on page 202. She says, "Are you serious? What I really wanted to say was, are you gay?" Is this how she thinks teenagers talk? For context, this is when she wants to go skinny dip in the water. I don't remember if it's a pool or the ocean or something. Sorry. And Cam, we'll get more into Cam later. He is the best character. He doesn't want a skinny dip. Because that's a valid thing. I don't want a skinny dip either. Anyway, he tells her that he doesn't want to, and she thinks that. She wants to, I don't know. It was just a weird quote. It kind of confused me. Last one we have, it's just one I want to share because it's weird. This is on page 244. It says, "Compared to you, everyone else is saltines, even Cam, and I hate saltines." Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful use of a metaphor, I guess. No, that was terrible. I hated that. Anyway, so, yeah, just a big no for me. Again, Conrad is toxic, especially when he would treat her like she is a baby. Sir, you are only a few years older than her. He constantly called her, like, good girl. He was a good girl. Am I a dog, sir? No. Don't talk to me like that. He was so condescending all the time and just, like, really, really rude, especially when he was drunk. Big no for me. Jeremiah, he kind of annoyed me sometimes, but, you know, he was just there. He's fine. Cam deserves better. Belly is a horrible person. Cam is just a kind soul who is funny and deserves, again, someone better. One thing I didn't really like is the fact that he just, like, gets made fun of a lot for no reason other than that Conrad and Jeremiah are jealous. So again, toxic behavior. Belly kisses every boy in this book. She cannot make up her mind on who she wants to date, and so therefore just breaks boys' hearts every 2 pages, and she is the villain in this book. So yeah, really don't want to continue this trilogy, but again, I want to know where everyone's hatred for Jeremiah comes from. That was a lot of ranting, but I really wanted to share that, especially since this book is so popular. I felt the need. Anyway, we're going to move on before I think about it any further. I read What Happens After Midnight, and if you don't know, I mean, this one it's brand new. It kind of blew up a little bit on booktok and booktube and stuff. I gave this one 3 stars. This is, by the way, this is by the same author who wrote the, what is it called? What is it called? It's the, I'm searching it up on my computer real fast. The Summer of Broken Rules. That's what it is. And I read that one. I think gave it like 2 or 3 stars last year, I think. And that one, okay. What Happens After Midnight, I liked better than that book. The romance was kind of cute at times. I'm not a huge fan of second chance romance, but this one was okay. It just felt like it kind of dragged on a little longer than I would have liked. It was a little boring in the middle, but I enjoyed it still. So 3 stars. 3 stars for me is like a mid book. Like it was okay. It was a book. Nothing more I can really say on it. And then the last book I read is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. And I'm so glad I read this. I actually read this because of Haley Pham. I was watching her book videos and she just like could not stop talking about it. And I was like, you know what? I trust her. I gave this one 5 stars because it was so cute. The romance was adorable. I loved it. Just a simple, cute little rom-com, honestly. I highly recommend everyone read this. It was really, really good. It was just, I mean, like, there wasn't anything, like, super special about it, but it was cute. And I definitely think it lives up to the hype. I literally have not been telling you guys what these books are about. What is wrong with me? The What Happens After Midnight, I'll hurry and summarize this one. This one's about this girl. I do not remember anyone's names, by the way. I'm sorry. It's her senior year, and she gets an email from the jester, which is this school tradition. This is like a private school, by the way, where the jester like does little like pranks towards the end of the year, and then they pass that on to the next jester, and no one knows who the jester is. Anyway, she gets an email from the jester asking her to help with his prank, and she feels like she is too focused on school and she wants to have fun, so she agrees and finds out the jester is her ex-boyfriend. And so the entire book basically shows what happens over that night when they're doing this prank to steal the yearbooks and hide them and then scare like the president over it, I think. I don't really remember. And that's basically what happens. It's a pretty interesting concept, a pretty good book. I don't know. The Bodyguard is about this girl who works for, like, as a bodyguard. I don't remember what the, like, official term is. It says it in the book. But she has to go be, like, a bodyguard for this celebrity, or he used to be, like, a really big actor, but ever since his brother died in a car crash, he has stayed away and kind of hidden, I guess. So she has to go be a bodyguard to him because he has had a rise in stalkers lately. So she is kind of like, I wouldn't say I don't even know the trope to define it. I don't, because it's not like enemies to lovers, it's not rivals to lovers, but it's not exactly like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but they basically fall in love, and yeah, it's really, really good. I highly recommend it to anyone. But yeah, those are the main books I've read lately. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will be back next Saturday.